Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is Sri Rag Mahalla Panjwa, Kar Duja, Goil Aia Goilee, Kya Tis Damph Pasar, Mohalat Punni Chalana, Tu Sammal Kar Par, Hari Gun Gao Mana, Sadgur Sev Pyar, क्या थोड़ी बात गुमान रहाओ, जैसे रैन पराहुणे उठ चल सह प्रभात, क्या तू रत्ता गिरस्त स्यों सब फुल्ला की बागात, मेरी मेरी क्या करें जिन दिया सो प्रभ लोड़, सर पर उठी चलना छड़ जासी लख करोड़, लख 84 भरम त्या दुर्लभ जन्म पायोए, नानक नाम संभाल तू सो दिन नेड़ा आयोए। गोयल आया गोयली क्या तिस डंफ पसार, मोहलत पुन्नी चलना तू संभल कर बार. The Guru is using the metaphor of a herdsman, a cattle grazer, bringing a flock of cattle to graze in a pasture that the herdsman doesn't really own. And nor is this pasture a permanent place of shelter. So we are being reminded that in a similar fashion, this earth is a meadow where humans come briefly to pasture. That is, they're here for a purpose, they're here for a brief interregnum, and they're here to learn something. So it is important to accomplish the purpose for which this journey is being made. And the Guru is nudging us by saying, tidy up your affairs and be prepared to leave at the allotted time. So the purpose is clearly stated. Har gun gao mana, Satgur sev pyar. Glorification of the Har self, which essentially means cultivating the qualities of the divine Har, the self within. But in order to do that, you have to attach yourself to the Satgur, the enlightener. The enlightener will tell us how to cultivate these virtues. Kya thoradi baat guman? Why are you caught up in pride of ownership, in attachments, in aversions, when your stay here is so brief? So the message is very clear. It's a learning experience. And look to the owner who is giving you all of these things. Look to that owner. Don't try and assert your ownership, because you do not own anything. You're simply managing resources given to you. What are you like here? Jaise rain paraune. You're just like an overnight guest. Ut chal se prabhat. And like an overnight guest, you will arise and leave when the dawn arises. That is to say, when you croak or die. And then the question is, why? Why this attachment to familial connections, to things? Kya tu ratta girist syon? Sab phulla ki bagat. All of this is like visiting a garden with flowers. Flowers wither away after a while. So what is being suggested is, enjoy the flowers while they last. Enjoy the fragrance while they last. This is certainly not a recommendation to stay aloof from earthly relationships. It's actually telling you what the proper way of experiencing these relationships is. And it essentially is saying, enjoy the moment. Live in the moment. Things are fleeting. Don't get fixated. Meri kya kare? जिन दिया सो प्रभ लोड़, सर पर उठी चलना छड़ जासी लख करोड़. So it is a foregone conclusion that you are going to be leaving in a short while. So get ready. Lakh charausi parmatya dulabh janam payo. A reminder that we have achieved a human apparatus through a long evolutionary process. In other words, it is a precious condition that we have inherited. And so, through this evolutionary process, what is being processed is the human psyche, the jeev. And until we achieve the purpose for which we are here, we are likely to undergo this process again and again. So the human psyche has to achieve a certain maturity. That maturity has to lead to self-identification with the Creator self within, so that you can act out of that Creator. So some of the takeaways that we can kind of mull over. 1, life is a privilege. Don't take it for granted. Don't waste it. 2, the purpose of life, very clear, self-realization. Until that happens, this process is going to continue. And you'll have to just repeat yourself over and over again. So save yourself the trouble. Do it now, because it's blissful. And self-realization simply means living from the center, to be truly alive. And so if you want to be truly alive, then the third takeaway is avoid fixation. Don't get fixated on things. Don't get fixated on little trivial issues that come up. Don't get fixated on anything. Fixation is bad. It means that you're running the danger of becoming putrid, decomposing. You've got to move on. You've got to flow. You've got to flow like a river. That's being alive. And last but not least, recognize, understand that within you lives the Creator of the universe. Recognize that. And once you recognize that, live it from that perspective. That is true living. With those thoughts, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.